All right, it is Friday morning, the 15th of April, and leaving the Cherry Gap Shltr. Slept pretty well in there last night. It rained, but never a thunderstorm, but it was just a light rain, and it's supposed to be no rain today. Chance of rain was before 7 a.m., so it's 7:30 now or so. Anyway, starting up, I'm planning on 12.9 miles or 13 miles to the next shelter. Again, not gonna push it yet, no, and that'll be dependent on the boots and how they feel, but so far so good. But literally just getting started this morning. So, onward for the day. Well, about 2.5 miles in, this is a different look. It's a very steep part, just not quite as steep right now, but I think these are azaleas. I'm not sure. They'd be blooming, you would think. I don't know. Rhododendron. Just a bunch of low-level bushes surrounding the trail. Kind of a skinny. This is a great place for ticks to jump off the tips of leaves. Good thing I have on long pants. Boots are doing well so far. Had a lot of rocks and roots the first couple miles. Pretty. I guess it'll be a top here in a minute. Okay, I'm assuming that is Erwin, Tennessee, where I stayed last Saturday night. I can see the interstate way out there. I can hear it once in a while. Can't right now. It's turning into hopefully a pretty day. There's the hill I just came over. You can climb me up another one. Oh, and there's a road I see. I wonder where that, I didn't even cross that. Well, a moment ago when I said the trail had changed, there was a reason. I wasn't on the trail anymore. I had missed a turn. That the trail also went straight, but there was a tree laid across it, and I thought it was just a tree that had fallen. It was just a side trail up to a nice view, so I got that, but it's kind of about a quarter mile, so extra half mile I didn't need to walk uphill, or half of it uphill. Anyway, back on the trail. Coming up on a spot called Beauty Spot. I'm not sure if it's a mountain or just a viewing location. There was a fire here at some point coming up the mountain, getting here. And but still got a ways to go. It's a good half mile to the top of that hill over there, assuming it has some awesome views up there. And it's a little bit overcast, not too terribly bad, just a little cold and windy. So onward to Beauty Spot. It's absolutely beautiful here. I'm guessing that's still Erwin. Could be Johnson City, but I don't think so. You can hear the wind blow, but views go on for a long ways. But it's cold and it's windy, so I'm not going to be staying up here. I guess it's a parking lot and there's a way to drive up. And my guess is that mountain in front of me is in my future. Okay, about 9 3/4 of the way in, and kind of took an interesting change in the scenery of the trail. With it's been very rocky for the last couple miles at least. It's been long uphill, and I'm still on. Just took a slight break. But everything's so green with the moss on the ground, growing on the trees, the evergreens covering the sky. It's just kind of dark down here. The path is wide. A lot of bark and pine needle and leaves on it. So it's a welcome change. I'm sure it's not going to last for too long, but I just found an interesting look compared to what I've been having. Okay, I am at the Cherry Gap Shltr. I like this campsite because it's got a log there I can sit on and organize and sit and do things, except it's a little bit, even though the sun's out, it's a little bit chilly and the wind's blowing pretty good. All tenters so far, nobody that's staying in the shelter. People over there eating early dinners. They said they like to go to bed early, but it's only started cooking dinners at 3:30, so it's 4:15 now. So I'll cook mine at about 5 or so. Just eating as many snacks as I can, so I'm definitely taking in more calories, so we'll see if it's enough. Anyway, good day. Boots felt pretty good. They felt substantial under my feet. Though I'm experimenting on how I tie them and how tight and where. So just doing 9 miles tomorrow to the next shelter and continue to break them in on the trail. Well, it's kind of a quiet evening. I just finished eating. It's now only 5:15. Got my food organized. I get my snacks and lunch for tomorrow set aside. It's still in my food bag. I'll hang it tonight, but I can easily grab it without having to go through everything tomorrow. So far, nobody's claimed the shelter. But it's a quiet night in the camp. This guy just came in. He got some of the stuff wet last night, so he's drying it out. There's several tents. He's just setting his up right now, right behind the shelter. Nice water source down that hill. Though I got water on the way into camp, so I don't need to go down there. I got enough to fill both my bottles. I've already cooked, so I'm in good shape. Just gotta kill a couple hours before I go to bed. Well, still Thursday night, and thought I'd give you a tour inside my tent. This is the left side tonight, and one side I keep locked down during the night. I mean, locked down, but closed down, and I keep my pack under the vestibule that the two flaps make. So if it's raining, I'll bring the pack inside. There's room in the tent. Then of course I have my quilt, but that's the foot box, so it's open. The foot box zips up, and under that is my inflatable pad. And under the inflatable pad, you'll see this little gray material. It's a very thin closed cell foam pad that has two purposes. One, it actually adds 3 purposes. A little bit of insulation value. This pad has a value, I think, of R4.9, so it helps me to stay warm on nights like tonight. This has an R of around 1 or maybe slightly below, but also, besides adding a little more cushioning, especially on like in the site tonight, there's a couple of roots down there that it helps kind of minimize those, but they're not bad. The main thing is it's like super glue for my pad. It keeps it from sliding. So if I am on a slope, I'm pretty level tonight, I might be sloping a little bit towards my feet, then it will keep the pad from moving. So in here, in a little side pocket, I keep some gloves, my gaiter, and a beanie for use during the night. And I'll probably go to sleep with the gloves on because it'll be cold. In the back, I keep my clothes for tomorrow, my hat. This is my lovely pillow with my puffy jacket stuffed inside. And yes, that's over here, the 2 bags with my clothes in them. So I just push them down to the side while I'm sleeping. And then this one more bag is just got some knickknacks, nothing with the smells, or my first aid kit, my map, layout, some basic things, but nothing that, no snacks or anything that has any smell that could attract bears. Then outside on my right side, which is my exit for tonight, when I have to get out and go to the bathroom if I do, I keep my Crocs so I can slip my feet into them. And then I have my my hiking boots. I have just enough water left in my bag, so anything I drink during the night I can replenish. So I'll have 2 full bottles in the morning. And the socks are in there. There's one of my full bottles, and here's another one inside the tent with me. And last but not least, well, here's the recharger. I'm actually been recharging my phone. This is my ditty bag, so it's got my roller ball for my feet, my waterproof gloves if I need those, sunscreen, the Aquaphor I put on my feet at the end of each day. And that's my electronics bag, which is a dry sack, so I keep the charger and my cords and my headlamp in there. And speaking of headlamp, I keep that here on the left side of the tent in the mesh, so if I do need to grab it during the night, I know where to find it. So that is the inside of my tent, and it is now 6:40, and I will probably be laying down to go to sleep in about 45 minutes, even though it'll still be light. I'm tired, and it's quiet, and it's cold. And I forgot to mention, because the temperature will be down, hovering around freezing, so there's a good chance it could go below. I will be sleeping with my water filter, my phone, and my battery pack. I'll put the phone and the battery inside that ditty bag, under the gray electronics bag, all inside my sleeping pad, my quilt. So I'll put them down in the foot box where I know they'll stay warm and above freezing.